Now I'm on with the Great Millstone Camp here in DC. I'm back for another video. First and foremost, call all Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Rakah, and of course, double honors go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders. All right, who deserve double honors. Also want to send out salutations for the fellow Akim that are out there on the highways and the byways. All right, pushing this truth. All right, and with the aid of the many videos that go out, this help push it throughout the four corners of the earth, and to also the few Aquas that are watching and learning. All right, let's go ahead and get into the copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair uses are use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. However, nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Once again, fair use, fair use, fair use. All right, we're using two videos today. Having to do with, we're out there and we're trying to tell our people, and with the help and aid of the Holy Spirit, of course, is how we're able to relay the understanding of the scriptures, all right, and to hopefully edify the hopeful elect of our people, all right, in the time allotted. And that's an important part because surely time is growing short. We're paying attention to all these prophecies, and it's right in your face now that all roads lead to the MOTB, the mark of the beast, the CHIP. All right, this fourth industrial revolution, the beginnings thereof to merge humans with machines. All right, it's already been done, been going on, I should say. So what we have here, the videos I'm about to show, these Edomites, when you come to understand, with these people you have a whole lot of projection. All right, let's look that up in psychology, because this is, and it also goes to the roots of capitalism, because with capitalism, which we have been the victims of, all the tribes of capitalism, you need that that lower rung of society, which in this case is Jake. You need that for that system to flourish. All right, you ever wonder why all the effort that we put into trying to get away from these motherfuckers after chattel slavery, building our own, or an attempt to build our own communities, as they like to say, pull yourself up by your own bootstraps, but we know that's a fucking lie, because each time we've tried to do it, we were met with sabotage. Deadly sabotage. All right. So no, they actually, when you really think about it, and we know ultimately it's the Most High that prevented this, but they could have wiped us all out, potentially. All right. And the thing that they're showing, just like Pharaoh of ancient Egypt never wanted to let us go, the same applies here. They need us. They need us. This is a sick, twisted pathology here. All right. This is psychological projection, is an unconscious defense mechanism where individuals attribute their own unacceptable thoughts, feelings, or impulses to others to avoid confronting them internally. A real simple one to think about, where they always accuse us of low impulse control, but they're the very same ones when you look at this incident with Chad the Builder, or Chud, I'm sorry, Chud the Builder. Always talking about Jake chimping out, but you're the one going around fucking with Jake for no apparent reason. So who's got the real low impulse control issue? Ta-da! All right, first conceptualized by Sigmund Freud, all that kind of, the cokehead. This process allows people to externalize uncomfortable emotions such as anger, guilt, or insecurity, and that's big with them, the white fragility issues, all right, thereby protecting their ego from anxiety and preserving their self-esteem. Again, CRT, critical race theory. What do you think the big thing with that was? We have to protect little Timmy's, psyche, because he might can't handle the truth. Or is it you that can't handle the truth? Either way, I don't fucking care. But with this video, this is going to be an example. This is from this site. I suggest, hey, just a suggestion. It's a good site. I expose racists and pedos. This is on X. And this is the face of EBT fraud. Isn't this something that Jake, for decades now, has been the face of welfare and subsequently welfare fraud and all this other shit? And then they play this game with, percentage-wise, it's always the blacks, it's always the Negroes, and they play that game with you. And all you have to do is, people just look up when they spew this bullshit about 13% of the population commits 50%. It's all bullshit. You just have to take the time, and in this case, it's real easy because Charlie Kirk was. I brought this out months ago. He was using the 2019 FBI crime statistics, and again, he's going around and, well, not anymore, of course, but what he was doing, you have copycats trying to pull off that same thing. Just going around harassing Jake with lies. And unfortunately, that old saying is true. A lie makes it around the world while the truth is still putting on its boots. All right. Unfortunately, that's the case. All right. But it's just nice to have the facts on hand. To just smack that shit down. All right. And that's what I try to do. I keep a lot of info with me. That's why, for one, I like to get phones. These pocket size in some cases, the way phones are now, powerful computers that you carry with you that can store information. That's why I'm big on storage, just in case. But hey, that's just me. I like to carry around things like that. So just in case, hey, I can just, you want to play that percentage game, right? All right, so let's go ahead and get this. And look at the irony here. And the guy and his shirt says jail sucks. Oh, let's go ahead and say the face of EBT fraud, Operation Meal Ticket. And this is down in Florida. All right. So you got some sad. Let's just go ahead and get into it.
Operation in Manatee County lands 39 people in jail, and right now
Manatee County
warrants out for their arrest. The sheriff's office is going after those fraudulently using their EBT cards. Alex Hobbs.
Hold on. I am going to turn the speakers off. Hopefully this doesn't mess up anything. But I want to, okay, there we go. For the system, so I just don't want to, because I've been having sound issues lately. All right, here we go. Maybe not. Hold on. I didn't think it was that low. Damn. And that's on full for my system now. Let's try it again. Let's see. All right. That's weird. Oh, that's what it was. Okay. All right, here we go.
But we're talking major fraud, and they're using our taxpayer dollars.
Oh, that's
Walked
strange.
in one by one, some hung their heads, others wore their feelings right there
The
on their
perp walk.
t-shirts. Today, the Manatee County Sheriff's Office announced an
Yeah,
undercover
get
operation
some.
they've been working on
Fuckers.
for months, resulted in more than 100 arrest warrants and close to 40 arrests.
Look like they about to roll her up to the station.
We're like one of maybe 3 or 4 law enforcement agencies in the state of Florida that have decided to do something about this.
And it has to do with just that. Meal tickets in the form of EBT cards for low-income individuals being fraudulently used. One part of the investigation centered around Gerald Millis, a local restaurant owner police say purchased EBT cards from people for 50 to 60 cents on the dollar.
There you go.
And then stocked his local Pizza Pros restaurant with food he bought using those cards.
We were able to determine that he used 53 different EBT cards at Sam's Club.
Police say 55 people were also caught illegally selling their EBT cards to undercover detectives.
A couple of them said, I'm headed to Vegas and rock the bank.
A beyond frustrating reality for taxpayers who today learned their hard-earned money is being misused.
It's your taxpayers' money and my
Look at that.
taxpayers'
How many Jakes you see up in there?
money takes these EBT cards.
It's terrible. You should buy it for what you need, for staples to keep you alive. It's not meant for frilly things.
Manatee County Sheriff Brad Stubbe is now trying to address the bigger issue. He's in talks with the state CFO.
And you just know, hey, this doesn't fit the usual narrative they like to project. All right. Look at all these red motherfuckers, man. Look at them. Pitiful. Just pitiful. The perp walk. You know, I always love to see that. Yeah, buddy. You know, these curses are being, that were put on us are being transferred. Let's get that real quick. Let's see. All right. And this is what's, the beautiful thing about this. Because clearly you're seeing the beginnings of something that all of them at some point have in the back of their mind. They'll never admit it to you or I, but yeah, they're saying the fucked up shit we've done to this people at some point. All right, this shit could flip. This is Deuteronomy 30:7. And the Most High Yahweh, thy God, not everybody on earth, will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. So this is what's happening now. And we're in the beginnings, all right, just as the summer's rolling in. AutoZone supposedly is closing 700 stores. And we were talking about it at our Pilgrims camp. Me and another beloved Ak, all right, I mentioned to him that, hey, they just admitted that, hey, we're running out of motor oil. And I think I brought up the fact that, everybody's still stuck on the last administration pushing for the electric vehicles, which ultimately is trying to get people in them because it's about control, right? Well, just recently, come to find out they're pushing for all these surveillance gadgets being put in the newer vehicles being sold. That coupled with this use of ethanol to be put in the gas and it's being used in these older vehicles. Well, with those older vehicles, I don't know the year, those older engines can't tolerate that. So if you understand where I'm going with this, they want to get you in these newer vehicles. Again, control. All roads lead to the MOTB. Understand that. Please understand that. This is where this is going. Control. So we'll make it more difficult for you to maintain that older vehicle in the meantime. All right. You don't have any parts to repair it. See where I'm going? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Once again, Deuteronomy 30 and 7. And the Most High Yahweh thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies that he put on us. Deuteronomy 28th chapter. All right. And on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. And the main one, of course, is the nation of Edom, descendants of Jacob's brother Esau. The red people. They like to refer to themselves as white, but they're not. There's no such thing as a white person. There's no such thing as a black person. All right. Oh, yeah. All right. Let's see. Continuing on.
And Congressman Buchanan with the idea of potentially putting a picture on these EBT cards to make it difficult for someone to use someone else's.
Jail sucks. I just love seeing them doing the perp walk.
Get that off the sheriff's office operation. Well, my lawyer, I don't need a camera on my face, is what I'm saying.
They look real pitiful now, don't they?
I'll take you. Put on button. Yeah, I got the property. I'll get it out in a second. Walk that way. Come on.
You enjoy doing that.
A sad lot.
Gotta make sure you get some close up of the competition.
Red motherfucker. Look at that. Eat 'em. Looking real sad right about now. So the next part of this, we're going to go to help break down this percentage. And I've seen some t-shirts about how did per capita help Charlie Kirk, some shit like that. T-shirts. I wish I could get one. Let's see. Where were we? I had it. Here it is. This is Antonio Talks. I like when these young brothers, you know, they stick it to them. He breaks some stuff down. You know, these younger jakes, but they still don't have that spirit, that Holy Spirit working with them. But he's good on, you know, doing his follow-up and researching. So let's just go into this. It's like, 12 minutes long. So here we go. This is Antonio Talks.
Today, y'all, let's talk about per capita. This is pretty much the only rebuttal that a lot of these folks can use against me. I'll disprove all of their false statistics, I'll debunk all of their arguments, and then they'll be like, but per capita, per capita. We're gonna put this to bed once and for all. Now, per capita, it does hold some value, okay? But guess what? It's not the full story. Now, I say that because per capita, you can use it to justify things that don't make sense, right? For example, if we use per capita, vending machines are more dangerous than sharks. Do you know why? Because more people die from vending machine accidents than they do sharks on a yearly basis. But logically, y'all, do you really think a vending machine is more dangerous than a shark? So it's a slippery slope that I think a lot of people don't want to get into. Here's the thing though, when a lot of these racists or white supremacists use per capita, they love to throw out the 1350 stat, which is completely false, by the way. I'll debunk it really quickly. What they are referring to is the 2019 FBI data stats. Now, first and foremost, this is only talking about arrests, not convictions, no going to trial. And if you didn't know, black people are exonerated at the highest rates. In fact, they cover over 50%. Now, we also hear the stat that black people are 13% of the population and commit 55% of the murders. That stat does have some truth to it, but you gotta have nuance with it. It sounds bad, but when you break it down, it's not bad at all, actually. So I'm gonna show you guys a clip from one of my previous videos where I broke this down perfectly. Now, for disclaimer, I did use ChatGPT, and this is a rebuttal that they love to throw at me, basically trying to disprove what I say. But I use actual sources. What I did was went to the FBI 2019 stats, copied that link, and told ChatGPT to lay everything out for me. It makes it easier for the audience to digest, and it makes it easier for me to explain. So according to the 2019 thing, there were 13,927 murder victims. 54 of those victims were black, and 55% of them were killed by black people. That is around, what, 7,000 something, 7,600, I believe. In America, there are 40 million black people. And to go even more specifically, there are 22 million black men, 22 to 24 million black men. So in whole, out of 22 million black men, 7,000 of them are committing murders. Do y'all know what percent of black men that is? 0.035% of 22 million. That's not even near 1% of black men living in America. When not to justify it, most of this black on black crime, they like to call it, is due to gang violence that they could prevent. Based on those same stats, around 3,000 white people were murdered by other white people. The reason I'm saying this, based off the 2019 FBI stats, right? 566 white Americans were murdered by black offenders. So 500 out of however many million of white Americans there are, I'm going to put it on the screen. You're more likely to be struck by lightning than murdered by a black person. The point I'm trying to get at is that white America, your biggest fear is not being killed by a black person. The odds are so low. But you do know what? You have higher odds of dying by drug overdose. White America, you know, they've been going through it in that regard. Suicide. For some reason, like the deaths, you know, I'm going to put all the numbers on the screen. So they put all this energy onto talking about black problems, black crime, black this, black that. They have bigger things to worry about. It's based off this same 2019 FBI data chart. They make up for 69% of all crime. Damn, near 70%. Let's even use per capita because it still don't look too good for a lot of them. Did y'all know that white men, they make up 29% of the American population? But guess what, y'all? They account for 77% of all child possession. The white community has a very bad child touching problem, but it seems like none of these politicians want to bring it up. Charlie Kirk, their biggest spokesman, never talked about this, but he wanted to talk about Trayvon Martin, black on black crime. If he really cared about the white community, he would have touched on this. Y'all get the pun. All of these right
Yeah, we got the pun. You see how they like to twist shit in their favor? And that's why I attached this to the other video, the first video that I did, because I think, you can use those numbers like I am and keep them close to me. And when someone talks that shit, you can just break them numbers out. Say, well, what about this? And tell them, that per capita is bullshit. See, this is when I talked about projection and all that, this is what I'm talking about. But when you throw the numbers, the actual numbers, all right, and how they are the ones that are responsible for most of, a lot of what Jake does, and I'm not giving Jake an excuse because we got some wicked Jake, a lot of that has to do with, the hood, lack of opportunities because of other things. And again, I'm not giving Jake an excuse, but it is what it is. All right, back to the video.
wing conservative channels, even the black conservatives, they don't want to talk about this problem within the white community.
Yeah.
Hell, look at the Epstein files. Nothing
Exactly.
but white men on that list.
Say no
And
more,
everybody
really.
else forgot. Could you imagine if it was littered with black people? Not to justify or cape for Diddy at all. But do you see how many documentaries they dropped on him?
Yep.
Do y'all see how fast they prosecuted him and did what they had to
take the focus off of them. They are masters at this. Whenever you get one of them, especially if they're prominent, and they're accused of some, as he put it, touching of children or someone else, it won't be long before you see a Jake, see their face posted all over the news. And, you know, they're masters at it.
do. But with the Epstein people on that list, they just forgot. And they was harming white children. I'm just saying. I literally pointed this out when the Epstein files came out. And I had a lot of people in the comments like, oh, bro, you're race baiting. Why are you making this about race? Because, bro, we always see the double standards. These people on that list eating children, touching on them, doing unimaginable things. But nobody had shit to say. Nobody made it a race issue like, oh, man, wow, right. Nobody said that. They tried to make it a human issue. So pretty much per capita is cool. And even if we use per capita, y'all, it don't really look too good for the white crime. Big shout out to this Twitter page, man, because I swear, y'all, you will be astonished at the crimes that white people commit in this country, but we never see it. It never makes the headlines. And this is why I say, man, it's all about the media, the narrative. They force out these black fatigue videos. They force out these, you know, videos of us doing dumb things, cherry pick top. But a lot of their crimes, they hide. You don't know nothing about it. Brewery owner charged with doing something to a 13-year-old girl. The business was forced to rebrand. Justin, 44, the owner of the brewing business in North Carolina, has been charged with statutory of a child, first-degree burglary, and indecent liberties with the child. He's now facing serious charges in connection with alleged assault. So, you know what I'm saying? Man threatens mass shooting at Walmart if country is locked down over hantavirus. 3 women charged in child ring, kid ages 3 to 13 for, man, what? Man arrested with $113,000 plus of child, you know what? Depicting infants and toddlers. Brandon Smith, 29, has been charged after police found over $113,000. Oh my, yo. Man had sex with his own daughter, then married her. Travis Fieldgrove had a sexual relationship with his biological. Yo, this is crazy, but like I'm just showing y'all stories that y'all don't typically see. They don't want to talk about this. 22-year-old college grad fatally shot by boyfriend's dad. Whitney Roberson, 22, had just graduated college and landed her dream job when she was fatally shot inside a home in Trussville, Alabama. The shooter was Jeffrey Scott Towers, the father of her boyfriend. Where is the riots? You know what I'm saying? Like what you notice is that whenever a white man kills a white girl, there's no fuss about it. But as y'all see with the young lady, what happened in North Carolina, that was tragic, by the way, on the bus, they was ready to riot. But I see stories like that all the time of white men doing it to their own women. So it seems like a thing of like, oh, we just want to do it to our own women. You know what I'm saying? They don't really care about the victims at all. Mother charged after 2- and 3-year-old daughters found drowned with cocaine in their systems. Kindergarten teacher at Christian school pleads guilty to having
Christian school,
relations with 17-year-old, sentenced to only 40 days in jail. Man. Police just charged a 44-year-old registered offender with 56 counts of, you know what I'm saying,
damn,
with a child.
56.
Wichita man Brent Rain McDaniel sentenced to over 27 years for repeatedly. Oh my goodness, bro. He was doing something to a child. I gotta speak like this too, because whenever I talk about these type of things, y'all, YouTube, it ain't even about the demonetization. They'll like flag it, so the video won't even get recommended. So that's why I'm talking like this. But as you can read, bro, you know what they're doing. Former Hanahan City Councilman Kevin Hedgepeth indicted for exploiting nearly 20 children as young as 12. He posed as a minor online, paid kids to record. Listen, I can show stories like this for days, but I'm going to wrap it up right here. And my point is, man, when I bring stuff up like this, it's, oh, you're being anti-white, you're racist, you're doing this, you're cherry picking. They throw all the things that, you know, we say at them back at us. They're being the victims now. But when they're doing it, it's holding us accountable. So why can't we do this? Why can't we hold y'all accountable? And this is the thing, bro. If I was really petty, y'all, I could drop a video every day talking about white folks. I could go online and find all type of articles of these folks doing dumb shit, illegal, touching on kids, I could do that. But I don't wake up with white people on my mind 24/7. You know, not no offense to y'all. You know, I just find it so funny these channels that spam black fatigue videos, dog. I could do the same thing. That shit is slop. It's slop. There are bad people in every group. So yeah, dog. It's just crazy though. But I really do want to focus on the child part in this video because it's something that we see a lot. And the only person that I really see that stood up and talked about it was Tim Tebow.
The number one offender type is biological fathers, but by far it is being done by middle-aged Caucasian men.
What the hell you
Many,
say?
over half of them college graduates. Many of them are
High-
educated, good
high-
jobs. This isn't just
high
what we're
IQs.
talking about. Like they're technical savvy, and I think that this time that we call them out.
Uh-oh.
Like, that we can't stand by and stand back. Like, we have to stand up and say, not only are we not doing our job as men, it's actually the opposite. Instead of being defenders and protectors of our families, we're hurting and abusing.
You'll have seen the claims. Afghan men, Somalis and Albanians supposedly many times more likely to commit these kind of offences, and it's had my opponents frothing over the numbers as if they're some kind of slam dunk. Bates filed a Freedom of Information request to a handful of local authorities. He cherry-picked the responses and then span these scraps into sweeping claims about migrants
That's what
as
they do.
sexual predators. No peer review, no proper context, and a thunderingly dishonest dose of statistical sleight of hand.
Yep, that's what they
I
do.
strongly recommend you look up Lewis Aaron's excellent work dismantling Bates's methods. He shows the dishonesty with consummate elegance, and I'll link this great piece below. Yet as ever, the right-wing press and GB News have lapped it up, they've amplified it, and they've applied not a single modicum of scrutiny. I refer now to the most complete national dataset ever assembled on child SA, the 2025 CSA Centre report. It covers every recorded case in England and Wales where offender ethnicity was logged. I've captioned the figures above, and they show conclusively that white offenders are responsible for the overwhelming majority of cases. And more importantly, white men are the only group overrepresented per capita. Every other group is either proportionate or underrepresented.
There you go.
Shout out to him.
There you go.
I ain't gotta say no more, bro. With your per capita, y'all still touch on little kids more. And I need everyone to start holding these stats up towards them. The way they throw out 1350, throw this shit right back. Why do y'all be touching on kids so much, bro? What's up with y'all? Is it in y'all DNA?
This is sick. Those numbers are the numbers that trans people are responsible for. Look at those crime rates. It's just disgusting. They're sick, sick individuals who need to be rounded up. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. No, that's cis white man. Whoopsie. So we'll excuse that, right? Right?
White men only make up 28% of the U.S. population, but account for 55% of kidnappers, 56% of rapists, 58% of mass shooters, 59% of child PRS, 62% of statutory rape. God damn, boy, 75% of innocent. Per capita, that shit look bad for y'all. My thing is this: you can talk about the black community, you can talk about everybody else, but also keep it fair and bring up what the white people are doing as well. But look, and I want to end this video off by giving a shout out to my little brother clothing line, dedicated to Racks. I'm gonna put the Instagram on the page. He about to drop this, this jacket with like a short set. It's fire, dog. But no more talking, man. If y'all want to see something similar to this, go check out me debunking the Cartier family and Nick Fuentes.
Oh, yeah. Those sellouts. So there you go. I'm not going to, it's right there for everyone to see who actually, hey, I was going to say put in the work, but there's not even too much work to put in. All right. This is how they, because they know certain people, unfortunately, Jake, I'm not going to look shit up. All right. But this is what you got to do, It's not hard to disprove per capita, and you can see that they really don't have a leg to stand on, But that's what they do. That's what the enemy does. But again, hey, they're going down. in the back of their minds, they know it, you know. But don't expect them to go quietly. That's all we've ever been saying. These people do not handle adversity all too well. I think again, history, that speaks for itself. All right. So we're in for some trouble here up ahead. All right. These people are going to freak out because they're seeing their not only their livelihoods but their way of life. Not even slowly now, quickly. Going away. And there's nothing they can do about it. In fact, the great con man that they elected here pulled a fast one over on them. It's got to be fucking humiliating. You elected this man, he talked all that shit about how, the Agenda 2025 was fastly approaching 2030. And y'all fell for that shit. God dang, that's gotta hurt. Because you're the one that's so far getting the worst of it. Wow. All right, so with that, once again, this is what we do here at Great Millstone. Filter everything through, the scriptures. And again, remind you to remain circumspect out here for these very reasons. All right. These people are going to be freaking out. Keep your eyes and ears open out there. All right. So with that, until the next video, hey, shalom.